Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's SIIA TechChats. I am your host, Jennifer Carl. Joining me this week is Accenture's Product and Platform Engineer Services Managing Director, Ramalingam. Ram has over 25 years of technology leadership, selling and delivering products across multiple industries around the globe. Accenture recently took home the 2017 award for Consulting Services Firm of the Year. Ram, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
Let's go ahead and jump right in. What excites you most about the future of product and platform engineering services industry?
Yeah. The spend from all these big companies, the R&D spend that's happening, that's one thing, as everybody is going through the digital transformation, everybody needs to pivot to platforms, right? And that's the one biggest thing every firm is ready to spend money on their digital journey. And product and platform engineering is going to be a very, very significant part to make them all digital, right? So that's the single piece, if you would ask me, that excites me a lot. And the way you look at the market cap of the industries, from 2010 to 2018, the way it has shifted, the top 5 companies which are in the $1 trillion market cap are all platform companies, and any company that needs to get to that band needs to have a vision and journey towards a platform approach. And that's something, which is really exciting. And we are right at the middle of this whole journey, how to help our customers, pivot from a product mentality to a platform mentality.
Excellent. So that kind of leads us into our next question. What forces or technologies do you think will have the biggest impact on product and platform engineering services industry in the coming years?
Yeah, so if I just double down on the technology stack itself, even before I get to the technology stack, the first thing that that's going to have a biggest impact is the cultural change that needs to happen in these organizations, right? As the firms move from a hardware to a software and software to platforms, the way they look at the platforms, the way they manage this overall product is completely different from a pipeline business, right? So that's the first important thing. A platform product management is fundamentally different from a pipeline product management. What you need to develop in-house and what you need to enable in the platform is completely different from a very stereotyped approach of pipeline business. So that's the first important thing. From a technology stack itself, so there are enough enablers in the marketplace. Definitely moving towards a platform really means moving from a monolithic product into a microservices architecture. So that's going to be very, very important. Containers, there's enough of things that's happening in the market with Kubernetes and Dockers, making DevOps, extremely easy for the customers for building products and platforms. So that's going to be the second important thing. And the third one, which is going to be extremely important, is exposing the intelligence of the platform or the product we develop through APIs, and getting a very dynamic ecosystem using those APIs to build more intelligence into the platform. So if I summarize, these are the 4 things, that's going to happen from a technology perspective, and the firms which really embrace all these 4 layers are going to be extremely successful in the marketplace.
Awesome. Okay, so that kind of leads me to our next question. What are some of the assets and accelerators that can be used to speed up the platform journey?
Yeah, so if I have an Accenture lens there, so we are trying to build assets which help our customers, one, to very quickly decompose a monolithic product into a microservices architecture. So that's one part of it. The second part of it is how quickly you would pivot to a platform and stand your product as a platform in their SaaS journey. So we have assets like a platform in a box, quality engineering as a platform, a touchless testing platform. So those are the kind of assets which effectively helps you to, one, stand you up to a platform. That's the first part of it, and how to do a continuous integration and a continuous deployment once you move into a platform architecture. And all the assets we develop in the marketplace is something that helps our customers to accelerate their journey onto this platform business.
So then, which industries do you think will be impacted with the momentum towards platforms?
So that's a great question. Yeah, if I start out, the general viewpoint here is platforms. The moment you talk about platforms, B2C is an area which has hugely got impacted. The digitally born companies like Google, Facebook, Uber, Airbnb has completely disintermediated the B2C market with platforms, right? But the thing that is going to hit today is not the B2C alone. All the enterprise market is going to get into platforms, and that's something which we are seeing with software defined everything. You take the network companies, you take the media companies, they are pivoting into platforms. And the biggest thing that I really see is going to happen is just not the traditional tech business. The non-tech business is going to get impacted by platforms, and we are already seeing this in the marketplace, whether it's a healthcare company, whether it's a finance company, or whether it is a resources company. As long as we have a way of delinking intelligence and assets, the intelligent portion can be platformized, and the power of the networking could happen with the intelligence moving as a platform. So I feel every industry is ripe as long as there is no regulatory concern. Every industry is ripe to get pivoted into a platform, and this is going to happen very fast.
Fantastic. So, all right, my final question for today, and before I let you go, what are the key success factors for a non-native platform product born company migrating to a platform?
Yeah, I summarized it in the second question, but just to reiterate some of the things. The first thing I really think is the cultural change that needs to happen. I own everything, and I build a product, ship it, and I own the complete IP of the product. That mentality needs to change. That is the first biggest thing. You need to become an organization like a factory floor where you enable developers, consumers to come in and you orchestrate a behavior and use the networking power of a platform, right? So that's the first important change that needs to happen. The second one is a platform centric development approach, really moving into a microservices architecture, where it doesn't mean you have to force fit, but the way you get into the culture of building microservices. Expert. The third one would be the DevOps, the continuous integration, continuous deployment that needs to happen as you build this process. And the fourth thing is an API-driven culture, which is going to be important as you push the platform into the marketplace and get a vibrant developer community into your platforms, right? That's going to be important. Your platform intelligence is just not restricted, but what you see in the platform, but what the ecosystem sees in the platform. So that kind of a platform first approach vision should happen, and it should be driven from a CXO level inside the organization to make this happen.
Excellent. Ram, thank you so much for spending some time with us today. For more information on Accenture, you can visit their website, and we will see you back here next week for SIIA Tech Chat.
Thank you.